The week began in Delaware Water Gap, Pennsylvania, with an incredible breakfast.
Do they know what you could have done for their establishment?
My tramily and I spent the day inside, hiding from a rainstorm and resting.
Yeah, this is fun, Sean.
I'm pretty sure Chint Bear is a lion.
It was a funny day. When the movie on TV froze, we watched the rest on someone's phone.
There it is. It's frozen right there.
We were planning to head out the next day, but yesterday it was raining really, really hard, and I was so glad we were taking a zero. We were just inside, resting. But last night we started thinking of the idea of taking a double zero because the trail is going to be very, very muddy, and we're just not feeling rested from all those rocks. And luckily this morning everyone is still feeling the same, so it's going to be a double zero day. I can't wait to rest and get things done. I spent the day working on videos. Smoke Master sewed up holes I tore in my hiking shirt, but the best part was hanging out with other hikers and avoiding the flooding that was happening elsewhere on trail. That's the current state of the AT in Connecticut. Then we had a chocolate milk party and went out to dinner at a fancy place because that's the only thing that was open. I noticed a difference in the style of buildings too. We definitely weren't in the South anymore. The next morning, the rest was over and it was time to hike on. A nice cool morning, clean clothes, well rested. I wonder how long that's gonna last. I'm also nervous about what the state of the trail is gonna be, but we shall see.
And then Thursday was supposed to be like the 90 degree day.
Yeah, Thursday's supposed to get really hot. Today's a nice day. I mean, I thought it was going to be hotter. So
I'm gonna go.
It could go one way or the other. It could be 9.
That trail magic was from a hiking club about 100 miles from here. Very nice of them, wonderful people. It was funny because the first person I talked to, very friendly person, I thought she had a speech impediment or just a different way of talking at first. And then the next person I talked to had the same sort of speech impediment. And I was like, wait, this isn't a lisp. It's a New Jersey accent. And I do not mean any offense, of course, but it's just so funny that my Kentuckian ears didn't pick it up. I guess I have been in the South recently, and then in the north of Virginia and Maryland and Pennsylvania. I didn't notice any type of accent, just general American accent. That's so funny. And also so cool. Such a New Jersey touch.
I feel like if I just swim, I'll be all right. They can't catch me.
Okay. We just gotta do it.
Nothing to it but to do it.
Just gotta do it.
Just do it, Ranger.
It's really nice.
It's really.
Just
so
dive.
worth it.
I love it. Woo, Ranger, I love that you blocked your nose. You're so cute.
Quad is nice, right?
It feels so good. Perfect temperature after a hot day.
That would be so fucking fun if we brought like a realistic air suit out here.
That campsite was awesome. Probably my favorite one yet. So beautiful, so fun to swim. A nice cool breeze this morning. Beautiful. Now it's going to be a 15-mile day. Didn't get that much sleep last night, not really feeling my best. So it'll be fun. I'm glad we're not doing as many miles today. Oh my goodness, such a choice.
It really means so much when you come across this. It restores your faith in.
I just took a nap in that parking lot, laying on the concrete, using my backpack as a pillow, snoozing. I was having a dream even. My dream was about, I don't remember, but it involved Blank Space by Taylor Swift. That's some verified fan behavior right there. Just happened upon this nice trail crew member painting a white blaze, and Smokemaster really painted one, but I'm just pretending, just giving it a good second coat. And that's a white blaze. It's 8 o'clock and I'm just making it to the shelter. That parking lot nap and plus stopping at a shelter 5 miles in today, really, I don't know. Some days you walk fast, some days you don't. It's whatever. I'm at the shelter now, ready to eat dinner and go to bed.
And then you can actually run back there.
There's something special about this privy. Can you guess what it is? It's the pinkest privy on trail. Probably promotion for the new Barbie movie, I think. Probably Warner Brothers themselves came out and painted this. There was something about that shelter's water source that made people not want to use it. There is a trail angel that brings jugs of water, but the jugs were all empty last night. Instead of brushing my teeth or eating breakfast before leaving camp, we're gonna walk half a mile to the next water source, get water there, and also eat, have our nice morning. And by nice morning, I mean hurried before getting on trail, but still. How good does that look? I feel so well fed. I feel rehydrated. I feel like my mouth doesn't taste like cotton anymore. Good stuff. There's actually only 12 miles left because that was 2 miles to the water source. There's 12 miles left to our planned campsite for tonight. What'll happen? I don't know. But another thing I wanted to mention was that the reason that water is that color is because of something called tannins. To be honest with you, I don't understand the science of it fully, but from my understanding, if certain types of wood or leaves get into water, they put that tea color out. It looks different, but it's still perfectly okay to drink. We're about halfway through our day, and there is a lake called Lake Marshall or Marshall Lake, and we might go for a swim. I am very sweaty, and a swim sounds amazing. At the same time, we're gonna have to pack up and walk 7 more miles, but you know, it might be worth it. We've been at this beach all afternoon for maybe like 5 hours. But before I go, I wanted to show you all, you know how I said I was experimenting with doing my backpack up differently? Well, I tried to sit it on top of my hips, instead of hugging my hips. They say it should be resting on your iliac crest, but what does that mean? Anyway, I tried doing it differently and look what happened. Got some owies. Also, look at this shirt. We're gonna just have to see if it makes it to Katahdin or not. That was such a good afternoon. We stayed there so long, like 5 hours maybe. It's 5:50 right now, so that's not great. I really enjoyed just hanging out. Went in the water a little bit, but it was pretty cold, so I didn't stay long. And then I just edited videos, ate a lot of food. Everyone was relaxing together. It was a good time. I was within 2 miles of Unionville, and I was walking on a road as the thunder that had been happening for a while intensified. And I started to see flashes of lightning. I was like, well, I'm definitely way more exposed than usual, so I'm kind of freaking out. But a car came down the road. A lady named Kathy stopped and picked me up and took me to Unionville, and I was so grateful because I was really nervous being out there exposed, carrying 2 metal poles. I mean, it's not super high odds that I would get hit, but I don't know. People would still say, she should have known better. I'm in Unionville, camping at a park where you're allowed to do that if you get a permit, and I did. It's still lightning and thunder, really scary. Did you see that? Anyway, people are also shooting off fireworks. Loudest fireworks I've ever heard, and it's just like, are you trying to scare me?
So you see that little dot right here, this little guy? That's us. We're on the outskirts of that storm. We're probably about 5 to maybe 7 miles away from it based off the lightning strikes. But then you got this lovely little cloud. And if I think correctly, the way it's flowing, yep, it looks like it's gonna go right over the top of us in the red, which means heavy rain. So how about we eat before we get wet?
Yeah! Lemonade and pizza. It was the best feeling ever to eat warm food that I didn't have to make myself and avoid the rain, even though it wasn't even as bad as I thought.